Hi guys, welcome to our little vlog that Joe and I did when we were in Devon. Basically when we were there I didn't actually put us on camera at all because I was just wanting to kind of switch off and quite frankly be able to look a complete mess. And I took a lot of footage of all the places that we went, and so I thought I would just put them all together and do a bit of a voiceover to them so you guys can see. And yeah, obviously it won't be probably as popular as my studio vlogs, however it's a little memory for us as well. We stayed in a place called Hall Sands. I'll talk more about that when the main bulk of the video starts, but we stayed at a place called Start Bay Lookout, which is a little 2-bedroom apartment, really small, really cute, right on the very front as you'll see, and the inside of it was just sort of decked out like seaside-y boats and kind of really ocean themed, and it was really cute. And when we got there we were greeted by a whole load of frogs, and the frogs were the big kind of thing when we were there. We had to be really careful not to stand on them. They were little tiny baby frogs, and they were everywhere on the part where you walk into the apartment, the little kind of like through the gate and down towards the front door. They were everywhere. I love frogs, I think they're really cute, but I can imagine if you don't love frogs that would probably freak you out, because whenever you open the front door they were ready to come in, and I had to get one out once that dived in there as soon as you opened the door. But they were really cute, very random, don't know why they were there. There wasn't a pond anywhere in sight, but I'm no frog expert, I don't know why they live where they live, but they seemed fine, there was a lot of them. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to get onto the video now, and I'll do a little voiceover explaining the places and maybe a little bit of history about where we were staying, but I hope you enjoy it, and I would highly recommend that part of Devon we went to. I've never been to, we've been to see my friend Helena, as you guys may know if you're a long-standing viewer of my channel. We've been to Lynmouth where they've got a B&B called East Lynn House in Lynmouth. It's beautiful, you should definitely check it out, I'll link it below. We've been to North Coast Devon there, and then this is the first time we've been to South Coast Devon and to this kind of area. So we were in between Salcombe and Dartmouth, and we went to both those places, and I'll show you right now. Hall Sands was a really cute little village back in the day. I think they said it was founded around 1600s, but by early 1900s it had been taken by the sea, which is super sad, because it had built up to having quite a few houses, a little pub and a growing fishing industry where all of the family members were involved. But it sadly got taken by the sea, and hasn't obviously been rebuilt, but you can see that's the last standing house, but obviously no one lives there, I'd hope. But yeah, there's a nice little historic lookout point there, and it's really cute, and a little beach just along the coast path as well, as you can see. Shingle Beach, super pretty. From where we were staying at Start Bay Lookout, there was the most beautiful view of the ocean over to Start Point Lighthouse, and gorgeous fields at the back of the apartment, as you can see here. The views of the cows in the morning when you open the curtains from the bedroom was really nice. On our second day there, on the Tuesday, we went to Dartmouth Castle. I love castles. This was an English heritage, or is an English heritage castle, and it's right on the estuary, and it's a really cool little castle. It's quite a small castle. We were the only ones looking around it apart from another couple with a little dog. But it has some really interesting little features in the castle. You can stand and listen to reenactments of when they used to have a chain that ran across the estuary that would stop ships from coming in. They'd lift the chain up, so you can watch a little projection reenactment on the walls of the castle, which was really cool. And the views over into Dartmouth are really spectacular. As you can see here, this is Dartmouth. We had a little wander around in Dartmouth, had some fish and chips, And then on the way back stopped at this beach where, as you can see, it looked kind of nice, but within a couple of minutes we were running back to the car, getting hailed on, which was quite funny. I did laugh a lot. Later that day, when the rain clouds cleared, we decided to do the walk to the lighthouse from the apartment. It was an amazing, amazing walk. Definitely got our steps in that day, but look at the colours, they're absolutely stunning. When we made it to the lighthouse, it was closed, which we knew it would be. They don't open it very often, but it's a pretty cute little lighthouse actually, and amazing, amazing views. Not many people around either. It was pretty quiet that day. So that was a nice little day wandering about. We definitely did a lot on our second day, and we knew the weather wasn't going to be great for the rest of the week, so we were trying to cram it all in. On the Wednesday we decided to go to Selcombe in the morning, and it was really, really nice, but it did rain, so I didn't vlog because I didn't want to get my camera wet, but we had a little wander about and a cup of coffee, and that was really nice. And then we decided to drive about half an hour to Overbeck's, which is a National Trust house that was used in the war as a Red Cross building. I think that's right. But the views were stunning, as you can see. We were very lucky. When you see some of the clouds in the background in a minute, you'll see there was a lot more rain coming. We timed it right, we did the gardens, and then we went in to the house and it rained then. So timing was good. But this is one of my favourite National Trust houses that I've been to. Excuse me, you're blocking my view. Honestly, for me, there is nothing more satisfying or more rejuvenating than sitting in one of the National Trust gardens, just listening to the birds and the leaves and the trees rustling in the wind, and just sitting. It's just one of my favourite things to do. That and the tea shop, obviously. as we wandered around here, I always think nature's incredible, but when I come to these sort of gardens, I just think, you just get reminded, don't you, when you see things like this, about how amazing nature is and how lucky we are to live where we live and see these things every day. One thing I really wanted to capture in my videos is the change of the season. Both autumn and spring are my favourite seasons, and the way that everything changes and the colours and the textures, and I really tried to do that in this little clip, just documenting little moments of time. After we went to Overbeck's, on the way home, we decided to stop off at Hope Cove. The weather had taken a bit of a turn, the wind had really increased. As you can see by the flag image that will be coming up in a minute, you'll see how windy it was, but Hope Cove reminded me a lot of, if you put together Sennen in Cornwall and Mousehole in Cornwall, it reminded me of that. It had that similar feel of a small village to it. But yeah, the weather was coming in, we did get caught in some rain, but we just wanted to hop out the car, have a little mooch about on our way home. We were quite tired by this point, so we didn't want to stay too long, but very windy, as you can see. That poor flag. Thursday was our last day, so we decided to take the drive to Greenway, which is Agatha Christie's, or was Agatha Christie's holiday home, and it now belongs to the National Trust. As you walk through the woodlands of this place, it is just absolutely stunning. As you can see, you can peek through, have a little kind of look at the estuary and all the little boats and the houses, and there are some beautiful houses. The little woodlands here, if you do a circle through, take you about an hour if you take your time, and you go past the little summer house, which they now rent out, and this is the view from the summer house. They now rent that out. But the inside the house was pretty busy when we went. It was really hot, so we didn't take too long in there, but we spent a lot of time in the grounds and had a little bit of cake, and it was a great day. And that's it. Thank you ever so much for watching the Devon vlogs. I know it's just pictures really, but it's just nice to document these things, and it was such a nice trip and very much needed, and I can't wait to go back and explore more of Devon. It was absolutely stunning. Look at that view, absolutely beautiful. But thank you for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and be sure to check out my studio vlogs too, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.